for those of you out there that struggle with where to go eat.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. This is a good one. Yeah.
So I totally made this up. The only problem with it is it can get pretty sketchy. That's one problem with it. The other problem is it takes forever, but you can change the increments if you want. So what I did was I took a deck of cards, 52 cards, and it's got 4 suits, right? It's got the hearts, the clubs, the spades,
Okay. Yeah.
and the diamonds.
I can see that.
I associated those 4 suits with the direction: north, south, east, and west.
Oh, I like this.
So pick whatever you want to attach. If spades are north, maybe clubs are south. And if hearts are east,
Right.
maybe diamonds are west.
And maybe have a key so everybody knows what the hell.
And this really only works in Springfield because this town is nothing but a big, giant fucking piece of graph paper.
Right. Which.
So if you're in a family, you pull a card, and then whatever the amount is on the card is how many miles you drive.
Oh, wow.
Like I say, I should have maybe done blocks instead of miles, or maybe minutes.
Because miles is...
Like, you can pick any increment you want. It can be minutes.
Guess we're going to Nixa.
But the very first time I ever played it, I did miles, and you'd be surprised how far 9 miles will take you out of town.
Yes.
When you're starving and you're wanting to go eat. So it's just like, oh, clubs, that's east. 7 of clubs. That's past Rogersville.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm exaggerating, but so you kind of need to assign your own time. You could even do seconds. You could be like drive 7 seconds west.
Yeah.
Because even 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, so you could quicken the game up. But when you draw an ace, which is one of your increments, whether it's a mile or however you decide your distance, you go to whatever you're fucking parked in front of.
Right there.
Right there, you fucking go. I don't care what it is.
No matter what.
No matter what. If something's not immediately there, you might have to creep in the same direction as the ace. So if the ace was south, just if there's literally, you're in the middle of a subdivision, you're not going to eat there.
Yeah.
So you got to go ahead and keep kind of heading south. And the first fucking thing, you got to go eat there.
Okay.
We ended up at that old Monterey, Mexico place right over here on Chestnut and Glenstone.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pretty fun game. We actually drove around for 45 minutes. You can't go super starving, but you just got to come up with your own concept for the cards.
Yeah.
If you went seconds,
or just go with your concept, because that's a pretty good concept.
Well, you don't want to go miles though. I would not. I did miles.
No. I agree.
And as soon as you pull a card, especially if it's a face card, that's like 11 miles.
Yeah.
I think we just counted all the face cards as 11.
Oh, I gotcha.
I mean, you could do 11, 12, 13, all that, but you drive 11 miles on your first draw, and it's like, fuck, 11 miles really is like out to Nixon.
Springfield isn't 11 miles wide or long.
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
not.
You're going to end up getting even grumpier than you were when you couldn't decide.
Like, where the fuck are we going?
So just pick your own thing. Minutes wouldn't be bad. If you could have a stopwatch and the number of the card is the minutes. So
yeah, Jared says go blocks. Let's go.
Yeah, blocks.
Yep.
The only thing about blocks is it seems like everyone has a real fucked up different opinion on blocks.
On what a block is. You have a very loose rendition of what a block is.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do.
I think a block is a block. If I drive down the road and there's a street that crosses it, that's a fucking block. Like, I don't think from Sunshine to Glenstone is one block. I think it's about 7 blocks because there's about 7 streets. No, not Sunshine. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
National.
National.
Between National and Glenstone,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's one block.
You don't.
I think it's about 12.
Yeah, because there's so many little side streets.
Because there's about 12 side
which
streets.
I will agree with you on that.
Well, that to me is a block. When somebody says, I'm going to walk around the block, that means you're not going to cross any streets.
Right. You're just going to take the
go,
sidewalk,
and
take a left.
You're going to go,
go
and you're going to go, and you're going to go.
left.
That's each one of those increments is a block.
Yes, that to me is a proper block.
But some people think a block is from National to Glenstone, which if anybody's listening that's not from Springfield, that's like a fucking mile.
Right. Right. And here's the thing, though. And I think Shell's touching on this right here. She says, how many cards do you draw before your eating destination? Well, that's interesting because if you draw like a two,
you just shuffle and then
but if you draw a two,
you stop drawing at an ace.
If we drew, first of all, it was a 2 of hearts and say that was east. If we were to go 2 blocks east, there's nothing to eat.
You don't stop until you get an ace. She's asking, when do you stop?
Oh.
How many cards do you draw? You just draw until you get an ace. That's all it is. So you might draw 3 cards or you might draw 30 cards. Probably not 30 cards. You're probably going to hit an ace somewhere in the 10 to 15 cards. So like some people know where we live. If we were to get in the driveway and be like, you want to play the card game for eating? Be like, yes. Okay, cool. Pick a card. If you pick an ace, we have to drive to the closest place that sells food, period.
Okay.
We're already there. No matter what direction it is, because if you draw an ace on your first card, you got to literally GPS and find out who is the very closest place. For us, it would probably be Einstein's Bagels.
Yes.
So the cards only stop when you draw an ace.
So you keep drawing until you get an ace.
Oh, yeah.
So it could be 27 blocks.
Oh, yeah.
By your definition of a block.
Whatever your family decides is the definition. It can be seconds driving or minutes driving. Yeah. It could be blocks. It could be miles. It could be just whatever. The number is whatever you choose, but pick it before you start the game and then pick which direction the 4 suits are. And so if you're that kind of couple, it's like, where do you want to eat? I don't know. Where do you want to eat? I don't know. Where do you want to eat? And then somebody says pizza. And the other person's like, I'm not in the mood for pizza. And you fucking do this shit for like 2 hours until you actually get in a real fight. And then all of a sudden, everybody's grumpy. Someone gets in their car, slams the door, and drives to exactly where they wanted to eat. And the other person does the same. You don't talk to each other the rest of the night. And then you wake up the next morning like, that was dumb. It's like, just play my game. Tune in live every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Central.
On the Unsung Screamers Facebook page, YouTube channel, and Twitter.
And check out our Unsung Screamers podcast.
Wherever you get your podcasts.
Ah!